And welcome to the Midday News. And this bulletin is coming to you live from the Joy 99.7 FM studios here in Kokomlemle. It's a digital address GA0993341. Also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, affiliates across the country, including ATL FM in Cape Coast, Radio Max in Takrade, and around the world at myjoyonline.com. In this edition, NDC campaign team attacked by gunmen at Idretia in the Efija Kwabre district in the Ashanti region.
One of them told us to enter the car and go. The other said no, they should just shoot us. Then the other said no, we only came for their valuables. They've given us it to us. So why they need to shoot them? The other insisted no, we have to shoot them to teach others a lesson.
We'll tell you more. Meanwhile, with a day to close nominations, more presidential aspirants trooped to the EC to file their nominations. We'll get you updates on that. Also in this bulletin, the big Ejumako Enyan ACM debate.
Put this question to him. What has he done directly in the conference? But I can put in authority that everything he's done is ordinary.
Among all of them, he is the lightest of all the way. And he will see his smoothness level pretty soon. The bragging must stop.
That's coming up on the battleground later tonight with a focus on the race between Dr. Kwesi Rashid Echiafo and Dr. Kasiel Atofosin. Police in the Central Region arrest new Patriotic Party constituency vice chairman of Afansiman in the Central Region, David Awoche, for his involvement in selling outboard motors. That's coming up shortly. And in sports,
Ghana's most expensive footballer of all time, Thomas Partey, has arrived in the camp of the Black Stars as the team prepare to take on Mali tomorrow.
Definitely want to stay for details of that. And later,
last year's finals was just a knock on the door. This time we are entering inside and we are bringing the trophy home.
Imagine releasing a lion who has been in a cage for 18 years. It is coming with a full force.
High expectations as three of Ghana's top senior high schools clash today in the grand finale of the National Science and Maths Quiz. Will be live in some schools and at the event grounds to bring you the very latest as hundreds look forward to what promises to be a very keen contest. We'll be live on all our platforms here at the Multimedia Group. That and more here on the Midday News with me, Emefa Apawu. And let's begin from the election headquarters this afternoon. A National Democratic Congress campaign team has been attacked by gunmen at Idretia in the Efija Kwabre district in the Ashanti region. The team, which is part of former GNPC boss Alex Mold's campaign team touring the Ashanti region, came across robbers on Wednesday. Now, 2 of the 5 people in the saloon car were severely beaten by the robbers after one of them impressed on the others not to kill them. A member of the party, Sawadogo Mahmoud, who was driving the campaign vehicle, has been recounting the incident.
But we didn't actually know why the person was running towards us until he got a bit closer. Then we realized that he had a gun. So I started reversing. The 3 others were running, so I started reversing. Then there was a car on my left. My right side was the only place I could turn. Unfortunately, immediately I turned on my right, there was a ditch, so I got stuck in the ditch. Then they came up to us, demanded that we give them our money and whatever valuables we had in our possession. One of them told us to enter the car and go. The other said no, they should just shoot us. Then the other said no, we only came for their valuables. They've given it to us. So why they need to shoot them? The other insisted no, we have to shoot them to teach others a lesson.
That's Mahmoud Sawadogo, an NDC member in the Idretia constituency in the Ashanti region, and he's been recounting that incident to us that happened on Wednesday. Correspondent Nanaya Ojima has been following up on the story. He joins us live. Nanaya, do we know what items exactly were stolen by the robbers, and what more do we know about what exactly happened?
According to the victims, they have their phones stolen and also an unspecified amount of money taken away from them. The robbers wanted more, but at the moment, that was all that they had. And the robbers, one of them, kept telling the other to shoot them if they are not ready to bring what they have. But according to him, when they searched his vehicle and the people who they found on the vehicle, the only thing they could get was the 2 mobile phones and the unspecified amount of cash that was on them. So far, what we know is that the people here at Eritrea are terrified by the incident. According to them, this is not the first time this thing is happening. They've been facing similar challenges, and some of them are attributing it to the absence of street lights on the road that links Eritrea to the other communities here in Efija Kwabre.
So we know that Mr. Alex Mode was leading this team to campaigning in that area. What has he been telling you about this incident?
Mr. Alex Mode is very unhappy with what happened yesterday. According to him, whenever he's in Kumasi, he lives within the area, and that is a sort of concern for him because his life is also in danger, as well as the people in Eritrea and surrounding communities. This is exactly how he puts it.
Street lights are very important, and that is why I know, being in the energy sector, that we have invested so much in street lighting for the community. The police cannot do their work without street lights. So I find this ludicrous that we would allow a contractor to do that. And I think the MP, Ureku Edu, should investigate this and call and go to the ministry, whichever ministry awarded this contract for the roads, to ensure that this is done, and the street lighting should be done immediately in the area. Everybody in the area is living in fear. I come there once in a while. I come there, maybe spend a week. I've been here since last Tuesday. I'm leaving tomorrow. It's like 10 days activities. But people live in that community. They must be sleeping by 6 o'clock.
Now, and then briefly, are there any arrests made by the police just yet?
We don't have that information as of now, but the last time we contacted the police, they told that they are still investigating the matter, and they will update us whenever there is something new on the incident.
And that's my colleague Nanaya Ojima. From the Ashanti region, we head to the Upper East region, where President Akufo-Addo has assured that government will ensure that law enforcement agencies enforce the anti-vigilantism law.
That law is going to be enforced if anybody tries to violate or breach that law. It is not going to be a law just on paper. It will be acted upon if anybody tries to breach the law. And I'm saying this, and I've said it to the security agencies, to the ITP, and the top hierarchy of this. As far as the violation of the vigilante law is concerned, I am colorblind. I will not look aside when it is being breached by NPP, but act on it against NDC.
And President Akufo-Addo. Now, Albert Sore is with the campaign team of the president in the Upper East region. He joins us live with more. So, Albert, we understand the president has also been receiving the endorsement of some chiefs in the area. Tell us more.
Yes, so yesterday when the president made a stop at the Boku West constituency, he addressed the people of Zebila, and it was at this place that the chief of Binaba, Naba Abari Apia IV, used the opportunity to endorse the president. Specifically, he talked about the fact that Free Senior High School has come and saved a lot of poor parents from paying school fees, and the people in that area do not have to sell their livestock basically to pay for their the feeds of their ward.
We say that we hail you. We wish you to come back. It is our prayer, and may the Lord lead you through the whole region, and then you go through your program successfully without any problem. May the Lord God bless you. And then we wait till we go to you, massively for you, massively for Aromo, the MP who is standing here, that he will continue with you, and we see more projects. More bananas.
And that's the chief of Binaba, Naba Akoburi Moses Abari Apia the fourth there, endorsing the candidature of the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. We'll stay a while longer in the camp of the NPP because we've been telling you about some candidates who've decided to go independent, especially in the Ashanti region. A number of them we've been talking about, including Eric Osei, amongst others. There's a decision from the National Council of Elders, and Presidential Affairs correspondent Elton Brobe joins me in studio with details. What do we know?
So, for the meeting is so ongoing at the Ashanti Regional Coordinating Council. Now, what they've taken, what they've decided to do is to look at all the cases before them. So they just finished with the candidate who decided to go independent in the Fomena constituency, Andrew Amankwa Asiama, and the decision is that he be expelled from the party outright. And I'm told that his letter is being drafted, and by 12:30, according to my source at the meeting, will be given same letter. Now, when they are done with Fomena, they will move to Subin, they will move to Asokwa, they will move to Hafana North. The decision is that if they are unable to convince you to drop your ambition to contest the parliamentary seat as an independent candidate, the decision from the national head office is that the regional council should expel any such person who has a desire to contest the parliamentary election as an independent candidate if that person is coming from the MPP ranks.
So we're monitoring and that meeting closely. Thank you so much, Elton. We'll bring you more subsequently. We'll stay a while longer in the election headquarters. This time we're heading to the Western region. And the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has been making a strong case for the Akufo-Addo government to be giving a second term. Correspondent Ina Thalia Kwanza joins us on the line. Ina, what's the latest where you are?
So this morning, the president has been to Pretoria. So the Vice President has ensured the people of Pretoria that they are going to revamp the Pretoria Sankofa gold mine, and that they are going to make sure that all arrears the old workers will be paid from the time they owe them to September. Right now we are on our way to Asenkragua, where he will be also inspecting some road construction ongoing over there.
That's Ina Thalia Kwanza, Western Regional Correspondent, following the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is campaigning in that region. Now, the National Democratic Congress is saying that its promise to introduce a free primary healthcare policy will be the largest social protection program under the Fourth Republic. Speaking on the NDC's weekly press briefing today, former Communications Minister, Dr. Edward Omani-Boama, noted that under the free primary healthcare policy, Ghanaians will not require the National Health Insurance to access healthcare.
The free primary healthcare plan will deliver preventive health promotion interventions, and curative care. It seeks to provide quality healthcare for all Ghanaians at no cost to the individual, and President Mahama has demonstrated his unquenchable determination to implement it. Under the free primary healthcare plan, no Ghanaian will pay for healthcare in district hospitals, in polyclinics, in health centers, and in CHIPS compounds.
My colleague Kweku Asante is at that news conference. He joins us with more via phone. So we understand Dr. Omani-Boama has also been explaining how this free primary healthcare policy will lead to the creation of new jobs for health professionals. Tell us more. Hello, Kweku Asante.
Yeah, hello, Emefa.
I'm asking how the explanation he's been giving as to how this will lead to the creation of new jobs for health professionals.
Well, so according to Dr. Omani-Boama, this primary free healthcare policy will lead to inundation on the various hospitals, which will mean that a lot of hospitals will need a lot more personnel to be able to deal with the surge in numbers. According to Dr. Omani-Boama, the NDC is going to ensure that enough healthcare posts around the country are built, and that
free primary healthcare will require additional health human resource. This heralds more jobs for the good people of Ghana. The Mahama-led government will also enlist the services of private sector providers and support their facilities to participate in the delivery of free primary healthcare to Ghanaians.
Now, Kweku, if you can hear me, I'm sure he's been also raising issues about the comprehensive plan to make the NHIS even better under this free healthcare program.
Yes, Dr. Omani-Boama says because of the primary healthcare policy, most Ghanaians will not need the health insurance at the basic level. And this will free up the national health insurance to be able to save enough money so that when people go above the primary healthcare and they go to the secondary facilities, the colebus, among other things, there will be enough money for the health insurance to be able to take care of Ghanaians who would want to utilize their national health insurance in that regard. So according to Dr. Omani-Boama, this primary healthcare policy will free up the health insurance and its revenue at the basic level so that the national health insurance can use this money to take care of the health of Ghanaians at the secondary and post-secondary level.
That's my colleague Kweku Asante reporting from the NDC's headquarters. From there, let's take a quick drive to the headquarters of the Electoral Commission because, as you know, it's just a day to close nominations and more presidential aspirants have been trooping to the Commission's premises to file their nominations. My colleague Kwesi Parker Wilson has been monitoring this event since day one. He joins us on the line. So which aspirants have filed today, Parker?
The flag bearer of the Ghana Freedom Party, Madam Emefa Apawu, has been here. She filed a nomination a while ago. Shortly after that, the presidential candidate for the National Democratic Party, NDP, Madam Nana Kwenedu Ajiman Rawlings, also filed. And then just a while ago, an independent candidate, Mr. Kofi Cranton, just filed. In fact, we are told that the flag bearer for the All People's Congress, APC, is just at the dance floor, and within the next 2 minutes, she will be at the conference center, the conference room to also file down. The flag bearer for the Ghana Freedom Party admonish or urge the chairperson of the Electoral Commission to ignore her critics and focus on delivering a credible election. For her, the chairperson has done a good job and needs some commendation. And also the NDP flag bearer didn't really have much concerns, but she told the media that her performance in the last election were because the then AC boss frustrated her, so she had just about 2 weeks to campaign, and that was why she performed abysmally in that election.
And that's my colleague Kwesi Parker Wilson reporting from the Electoral Commission's headquarters. Still, at the election headquarters here on Joy 99.7 FM, the social protection debate was the focus for Wednesday night's manifesto tracker on the PM Express, which saw guests analyzing performances of government on the show. Now, the more than 20-year-old affirmative action bill dominated discussion as both the NDC and NPP outlined what their governments have done to make it a reality. The Gender Minister, Cynthia Morrison, has been justifying the delays in passing the bill.
And the affirmative action, the last time I spoke to you about, it's now with the AG again. We took it to cabinet, and then my brothers and sisters with disability, they wrote to me specifically to say that they have to be part of it, even though it's women, they want their role, so we have to add them to it. And then it has to go back to cabinet and go to AG for correction, and then she brings it back to her. So it's in the final stage. Yeah.
But you've had 4 years to do this, and you haven't done it. So where's the credibility on the subject? Why should we believe that you can do it for the next 4 years?
You have to believe. My only worry is that we have only a few months to go before the election. Otherwise, we would send it to Parliament for you to know that. It's now with Attorney General. We take it to Cabinet once the corrections have been made, and then it goes to Parliament. And I believe that even if we are able to do it, we have our last Cabinet, but I don't think it's going to go before we rise. So I'm sure the next Cabinet, hopefully by the time we'll still be in power, would pass it.
Okay, so
So a former gender minister, Nanoye, later was also on the show, Nanoye Bampo Ado. Now she said, unlike the NPP, the NDC was able to get the affirmative action bill into Parliament past the first reading before they were finally kicked out of office. Listen to her defense.
Was drafted. It's very unfortunate that despite the fact that NPP promised in their 2016 manifesto that they would get the affirmative action bill, and it's actually the gender equality bill, that they would get it passed. They have failed